Good morning, YouTube. Man, always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, I got a busy weekend. I got a busy week too. I mean, I'm still posting some stuff from my adventures at Tampa. Got some videos and clips I got to post. I mean, and then also we have 3 shows this weekend. We have both the Tupelo Pro, which I'm about to video right now, because they're going to have a show today. I did one for Texas, and I got one to do later today for the Masters Olympia. Folks, I am busy. Plus, I have 2 interviews coming up, and I got 2 more this weekend. This is as busy as I've been in just in a week. Sometimes, I mean, I think my adventures to Tupelo really helped me out a little bit. I mean, going out there. But this show, it's coming up today. And just this year, they added women's bodybuilding. Not open, Masters. But maybe next year we get some sponsors behind it. We can add Masters to it. Last year they had Women's Physique, and now it's a premiere of Women's Masters. Now it's also a Masters class show and an open class show, which means that it's qualification for this year's Olympia and for 2027 Masters Olympia. So we have here the list for 40 plus and 50 plus. Some of the ladies I recognize, and some ladies I got to see my timeline with the Tampa. First of all, we have with lovely Chris Coy. Now, Miss Coy, she competed at Tampa last weekend, and also she got her Masters Olympic qualification in Chicago. I'm surprised she's not doing the Olympia show, but my guess, the cost of traveling, so she decided just to do Tampa and now doing this show, which can get a qualification for next year. So she can enough time to stack her chips if she wins 40 plus, because she did pretty good at Chicago, but they still have some ladies that in this lineup that are pretty impressive, in my opinion. That can probably maybe get that 40 plus title. And that's one lady right here is the lovely Mrs. Michelle Britt. I had the pleasure of interviewing Miss Britt a while back. Great lady, amazing bodybuilder. I would say one of the last of the true true women's bodybuilders. Not female bodybuilding. You talk about female bodybuilding, you talk about all divisions. But women's bodybuilding, she's the last true. There's only one person, I think a couple of people left that are still true female bodybuilders, like Helen Trevino and I think Irene Anderson. The most are either from figure, physique, or other divisions. But she's the last of, I would say honestly, the true female bodybuilders. Great lady, great representation of her sport. I hope she does well this show. Maybe even get a chance to go back to the Masters O for 2027. Next we have one Miss Erin Hawkins. Now she's doing both Masters 40 and 50. Now Miss Hawkins last competed at the Omaha Pro and Women's Physique, because they don't have women's bodybuilding anymore at that show. Press Physique, I think she reminds me of certain female bodybuilder I interviewed. Her look, her size, maybe it's the hair that really sticks out about her. But I hope she does well. Next up, we have one Miss Holly Jordan. Now, Mrs. Jordan, this will be her pro debut. Now, she turned pro just about a couple of weeks ago at the Teen Collegiate Masters Show in Pittsburgh. Press Physique, I think bodybuilding works for her. I think some women are not all going to be physique competitors. I think how you're built, how your body develops goes by what division you belong in. I think she is truly women's bodybuilding. I think she does well this show also. We have one Miss Tambry Murphy. Now, Miss Murphy also was qualified for Masters O. But my guess, the cost of the trip and that, it's easier to do a show close to home than going all the way to Japan. Press Physique, she competed also both in women's bodybuilding and physique as a master competitor. You can do that. You can do both physique and women's bodybuilding as a master competitor. She could have done also, as long as she's not on the list for 40 plus in the masters of women's physique, she could do that. But I guess she want to focus more on women's bodybuilding. And she's doing 50 and 40 plus. Next up, we have one Miss Angelina Walker. Now, Miss Walker, she last competed at the Rising Phoenix, actually the Arizona Pro. As you remember, used to be Arizona Pro and Rising Phoenix, but now, the Arizona Pro has been dissolved and engulfed into the Rising Phoenix. Now it's part of the Rising Phoenix. She competed in women's physique originally, but now she's doing women's bodybuilding. She's doing both 40 and 50 plus. So I hope she does well. And here's a lady I would say I would call a friend, the lovely Mrs. Christine Ware. Great opportunity to meet her. She's a great lady, family, great people. Her young daughter's about to go into college soon. Congratulations. She's a great lady. As you know, I told her she should do 40 plus, and she's doing both 40 and 50 plus. And the thing is, ladies tell me, say, I don't want to do this guy because, don't give me that excuse. You have a impressive physique and just, you want to see how you do, how you test yourself. Because you're going to have some women who are 40 plus who look like they should be doing open, and they do open. So, I'm surprised. I didn't think she was going to do it, but she did it. I mean, I told her, hey, you should do some 40 plus shows, or even some open shows. But I'm glad she took my advice. I hope she does well this show. Maybe you might even get her qualification for 2027 Masters Olympia. And one lady who I had the pleasure of meeting when I was in Tampa, that's the lovely Miss Keisha Oliver. And if you meet these ladies up close in person, it's just awestruck. And she is just her eyes are just amazing. Her physique is amazing. She won the 40 class at Tampa, and she also was doing open. She is qualified for this year's Master Olympia, but that's too soon of a turnaround. I think she should, maybe they should push it to 2027 instead of giving it's just too soon. But she's not doing the show. I think she should do the show. I think she can possibly get another shot for Master Olympia, or they might have taken her Tampa win and push it to 2027. But I think she's a perfect physique. I hope we see her do some more shows. Maybe even do a Olympic qualifier. There are at least a couple more left before the year's out for women's bodybuilding. I think she needs to do just at least one more, and she actually does. Next up was a lady who I also saw there when I was at Tampa. I got to talk to her a little bit. That was the lovely Miss Barbara Mongin, and she reached Brazil. She competed in 2023 Masters O, was in the top 5. That means she's ultimately qualified for this show, but she's not doing Masters Olympia this year. And so my guess, I think she's right now focusing on another show. Now she's not, she's going to be doing, the upcoming, Europa Championships in Germany. That's been reported by Darren James. But I think the reason why she's not doing the Masters Olympia this year is the turnaround, because she just did Tampa, and I know she's already qualified for Masters Olympia, but, she's probably focused on the bigger show, which gets her Olympic qualification. But this has been a great show for her to do, and maybe even get a qualification for next year. No, sorry, not next year's 2027 Masters Olympia. Now, here's a lady I will say I call her a friend. She's been a guest on my channel. We did interviews with her. She's doing on a live stream. She's a great lady, the lovely Miss Janine Lakowski. Now, she competed in both Masters and Open at the Tupelo Pro. She didn't do as well as she's done in the past. She's been Masters qualified for the Masters O back last year, where she won in 40 plus. Great lady, amazing person. You got to see her dog, Rolo. He's a big dog. And I know she was disappointing with her placing at this Tampa show. This would have been a great show. Maybe give enough time to bring conditioning. And she's not, I think she's on the list for Masters O. I got to check because the list is kind of, has been updated a bit. Because, it's trying to get updated. But I think she's a great person. She's an amazing lady. Great opportunity to talk to her. She's a great coach and friend to people. And I think maybe if she's not doing Masters O, because I don't think she is, she might try to do the Atlanta show. And she's done it before. She's done that before. And she's done also the Rising Phoenix too. Also another lady who I got the opportunity to see when I was at Tampa, the lovely Miss Audrey. Mrs. Audrey. She's been competing for quite a long time. She's also, I would say, one of the true women's bodybuilders. Not many ladies who are true, who didn't go from one division to another. There's only a handful. Now, she's done Tampa before. She believes she won in women's 55 plus press physique. She could do open. But again, I keep hearing saying, I don't want to do open, I want to keep it. It's not about the age of the person. It's about what shape and condition you bring. She had a great shape. This would be a great show for her to do too. Maybe get, she can do 50 plus and 40 plus, which can get her Masters Olympic qualification. But I think she takes some time off, maybe relaxing and enjoying herself, But I would love to see more in the future. Maybe she might do, there's also coming in this month is Masters, the Masters World Championship in Pittsburgh. And, it's just 40 plus. You can still get for qualification for 2027 Masters Olympia. Here's the list for women's physique at the Tupelo Pro. Deep list, pretty good. One thing for a lot of some of the heavy hitters are competing at the Masters this weekend, and also there's a Texas Pro also that's going to be tomorrow. This show is today, and one of the ladies who I've seen here, she's she's double dipping. This has got to be the first, but we'll go through all the other competitors. We have here, and we're also doing 40 plus, which is also qualification for Masters Olympia in 2027. And also, there's 50 plus. There's only one lady in that division. She's also doing all three. First up, we have one Miss Sandra Amaru. Now, a pleasure of having Miss Sandra on my channel. Interviewed her right after she made her debut at the Ultima Classic. Great lady, all the way from California. She came all the way down here to compete. I mean, I wish her best of luck. Next up, we have is one Miss Cassandra Asdale. I don't know much about her. From this picture I got, I think she last competed at the 2023 Atlanta Coast Show. So maybe I reach out to her, maybe get some more information on her. Next up we have is a lady, as I said earlier in my last video when I was talking about Texas, I was saying, you're going to be surprised. Marika is doing both Tupelo and Texas. What? How can you do? I mean, wow. I mean, that means that when you finish with the show in Mississippi, you got to fly to Texas and do a show in Texas. Now, the Tupelo, I think the Texas Pro is on this Saturday. It was a Saturday, I believe. And, wow. I mean, check-in is going to be close. I mean, I hope she does well. I know she wants to get back to Olympia. I remember her when she made her pro debut last year. She did at least, not last year, 2023, she did 5 shows. And she's determined. But I want to be careful. I know Olympia is a great opportunity to get there. She earned a qualification at the 2024 St. Louis Pro, and that tasted being a big show like Olympia. Then she didn't do too well when she did Atlanta Coast. She was 12th. So I don't want her to strain. I think she's a beautiful lady, amazing physique, great potential. I think she could do women's bodybuilding in the future. I mean, just a little more size. But I hope she'd be careful. Take care of yourself. Stay hydrated. And like I said, again, if you don't get the Olympic qualification this year, it's always next year. Sit back. I love you, Lori. I think you're a great person, but it's not worth it. It is honestly not. But just take care of yourself. We have too many people. I don't want to be hearing somebody RIP on you. Just be careful, please. Next up, we have a lady who actually she tagged me in something. It was a post that was made by the Female Bodybuilding channel, and she shared it and put me in the tag because this show is not going to have a pay-per-view. So she wants people to see her and check it out. That's the lovely Mrs. Taya Fagi. I had the pleasure of having Mrs. Fagi on my channel. Great lady, press physique, also a little Californian. She's doing just 40, but I think she should do open too. She did 40 at when she did her pro debut at the Masters Emerald Cup earlier this year. But I think she can do open too. I mean, ladies, I know. No. I'm not saying I know. I get your point why you don't want to do a certain class because you feel like you don't do as well. But hey, this is about competition. And sometimes it's good to measure yourself how you do compared to some of the ladies in the open division. But I think she's a great physique, great look to her. She's a proud mother, and she works in the car industry, helping people finance their cars. So go check her out if you're in the California area and you want to get a car. I think she's a great person. Next up, we have one Miss Olga, Gloria. And she competed some time ago. She turned pro, I think, back in 2023, made a pro debut at the 2024 Portugal Pro. I think she did a couple more shows last year. Not much about her. I know she's originally from around South America. Right here, we'll have one Miss Christine Halson. And, she is from Canada. She made her pro debut at the Toronto Super Show. She did women's 40 plus and also she's doing 40 plus open and 50 plus. And she's the only person in 50 plus. So, she's 50, and she has not too much stiff competition. I think, presence physique, I'm in contact with her. Maybe sometime down the line, we might even do an interview. We have one Miss, Makita, Hildreth. If I got her name wrong, I want to apologize. She's been competing for quite some time. The last time she competed was here at Tupelo, and she also was one of the last of the 5 women to represent women's physique at the St. Louis Pro. I think she lives in that area because that's the Midwest area where she's doing the show. Maybe she'll do more shows in the future, but she's doing 40 plus and open. And also we have one Miss Patricia Piers Zera. I hate to get her name wrong. She's been competing with us for a good bit. She last competed at the 2023 Daytona Pro. Not much known about her, but if I tag her, reach out to her, I might maybe get an interview with her in the future. Next one we have is Yari Ramirez Perez. Now, Miss Perez, she serves our country just like Christina, in the military. She's still currently, I think, enlisted in the Army. She is an officer. I believe her rank is a captain. And often I say to the ladies who serve our country, I don't say thank you for your service. I say I appreciate the sacrifice you have made for this country. She last did Ultima. She's been competing for quite some time. She's done Ultima quite a few times in her career. I think she's done some other shows too. Impressive physique, great look to her, very beautiful. She's Puerto Rican. Wow, these Puerto Rican women, I just have these Pecan women get this beautiful. I mean, she's a great physique. Maybe I see some potential for women's bodybuilding, maybe some, but I think physique works for her. She has great condition, great size. I hope she does well this show. She's doing Masters and Open, and there's some stiff competition in the Master division, but maybe this might get her first Masters Olympic qualification. Next up, we have one Diane Schnight. She's been in the game for quite some time. She even followed me on my IG. She's from Germany. She lives in the States. She's a bodybuilder, model, great physique, great potential. A bit undersized as how the physique division is going. She's a constant competitor. I mean, she's done quite a few shows. At least I think she did 3 last year, I believe. This is going to be the first show she's done this year, and she's doing Open and Masters. I hope she does well. I think she has a great physique and great potential. I think maybe not women's physique where the division is going, how it's moving. Next up we have is the lovely Miss Brooke Walker. Now, we've not seen Miss Walker, I think, since 2022. It's been 2022, 2023. It's been a while. And, great physique. She's been number 3 in the world in the past. And she's, 2-time Olympian, you might as well say. Great physique, great look to her, great femininity, great muscle. I mean, I'm a fan of hers. I mean, she took last year off after her place in 2023. Just amazing. I'm a fan of hers. I've interviewed quite a few ladies that work with her as a coach. They tell a lot about her. She has, to me, she fits, back in 2022, I believe she should have won. No, all offenses to Sarah and to Natalia. This should have been women's physique Olympia in 2022. Great look to her, great muscle. I'm not a judge, I'm a fan. But I seen you say she had a new set of attributes. So I know some ladies do it because, it helps in their placing, makes more feminine. But to me, I think this physique is the best physique. Honestly, I like how it looks built. I'm a fan of women who have natural pecs over breast implants. Some women go overboard with them. Some women be moderate. But what I'm seeing with hers, they're very moderate. They very makes her feel more feminine. That's her choice. But I hope she does well. I think most definitely it's going to be a battle between her and Marika for this top spot, both of them being Olympians. And last we have here one Miss Heather Wright. Miss Wright, this was going to be her pro debut. I believe she turned pro at the Teen Collegiate show. I don't know, was it this year's or last year's? The background is pretty much the same. But she was a freak competitor, now she's doing physique. But I think that's it. Sometimes after a while, your body grows and changes over time, and then you find a division that works for you and your size and condition. So I think physique probably is the best division for her. Now, we have here a lady who was on the list originally, but when it got updated, she was off. That is the lovely Mrs. Samantha Ray. I had a guest before, been in contact with her. She's a great lady. She no pleasure. Her original plan was to make her debut at Optima, but then she got sick. And early this year, she got an injury. I know it's in her package. She sent me some nice pictures. I thank you, Samantha. She's a great lady, great personality, mother, grandmother. She also has served our country in the United States Air Force. And I said to all our military service people, never say thank you for your service. Say, I appreciate the sacrifices they have made. Something must have came up, must be an issue that she had to drop out because, in order to drop out of the show, you have to have a medical excuse. I remember Big Keith why he couldn't do Chicago because, his surgery and also he got sick. So you have to worry about paying a fine. So something must have happened. So I'm going to try to get in contact with her later and see what's going on. She's a great lady, great physique. She's doing 40 plus. She can do open. Women like her and Talia have great physiques. They fit the criteria of women's physique, but they want to, feel like they want to feel more comfortable. It's not about being comfortable. It's about representing yourself as a bodybuilder. But I hope she does well. I hope we see her do another show. There are some more master shows for master's qualification, even some open shows. But I hope she, I like to see some more open. I like to see that. Now, who's not doing the show is last year's champion, Janetta Johansson from Sweden. Don't know if she's going to focus on another show outside the States. She didn't know, she did a couple shows here in the States. And I think she might do the show in maybe, I'm just guessing, maybe do the show in Germany. Sweden's not too far from Germany, and it doesn't cost too much. No press visit. I call her the little Swede compared to Irie Anderson, the big Swede. Great physique, great mature. I mean, she did pretty decent for her Olympia debut. Let's hope we see her more in the future. She has a great look to her, just astonishing. But best of luck to her in the future. We might see, if she not does the show in Germany, she might try to do the remaining Muscle Fest, so we get your qualification for 2026. I mean, sorry. Now here's the list for figure. It's a good list, as you know. Truthfully, a lot of the heavy hitters are over in Japan competing in the Masters. So, and this is an opportunity for some people to maybe most definitely get their first Olympic qualification or get a qualification in the new division. Now, first off is a lady I had a pleasure. Both my man, KL, and I interviewed her on my channel. That's the lovely Heather Tillery. Heather Tillery. And Heather's a great physique. She turned pro around about, I think, 2023, 2022 at the North Americans. It's been a while since she competed. This is going to be her official pro debut. She works in the medical system. She has a company where they try to help out with, issues with like different things in the medical and physical fitness. Amazing lady. I hope she does well. I think she has that potential. Let's see how she does in this show. And last and not least, this is somebody you know this lady when you see her. We have here Missy Trescott, the three-time Miss Olympia Fitness Champion. She is making her figure debut. And this is big news when she announced it. There was like a lot of people were kind of like, what's she doing now? But I think, it's probably a good move for her. Back in 2023, she had that injury and her knee got blown out. Then she came back and still won the title. But now I think she's thinking about moving away from the fitness division. It's a tough division. It's one of the toughest divisions for bodybuilding in general, not just for men, but also for women, but men too. There was a men's fitness back in the day, but it's not as popular here in the States. It's popular in Europe. But amazing lady, great physique, great potential. Would I want to be the next Miss Olympia figure champion? No. I think she needs to, really make her bones. This is a new division for her. And she's coming all the way from another division. The poses is pretty much similar, but the aspects are different. I feel like she could do well in women's physique in the future, but I think she doesn't want to do women's physique. She feels more comfortable in figure. I think, honestly, if I had a choice between who's going to be the next champion, I'd like to go Lola Montez or someone else. I'm not a big fan of Jessica Reyes-Padilla. I don't think she does a sideline fit. And I think Missy, not just out the gate. If she gets out the gate and becomes a new Miss Figure Olympian, I think it's going to shake it. Some people will be comfortable, but I think some people will shake their feathers a little bit. But she has a great physique, great potential, amazing body. I think she would do well. And I think most definitely, I think she's going to win this. If she doesn't, I'd be surprised, but I think she's going to win this. Now, the Tupelo Pro is happening today. And here's the thing is, folks, there's no live stream. And that's crazy. It's promoted by June Garland, who is who promoted the show. As you know, she's a IFB Pro female bodybuilder. And understand, come on, most people don't have the time to fly all the way or drive all the way or go to Mississippi, where it's easier just to do a pay-per-view. The technology is not that difficult. You just get enough people who understand how to do streaming and you can set it up. But as I said earlier, Talia tagged me, Female Body Channel, Female Body Forum, and the Art of Female Muscle, and tell people, hey, send us some pictures and stuff like that. We can post it. It's good for us as content makers. We're the ones who are talking about y'all competitors. It's good for us to reach out to us, send us some stuff, video, picture, something, so we can talk about the show. We probably have to wait till whenever they're going to post the pictures, because this show is not one of the biggest shows, so pictures from it probably be a while before we see especially competition stuff. Unlike like something like Tim Gardner or Steve Weinberger, those guys, their pictures come out that same day, right after the prejudging. This show might be a couple of days before we see any competition pics, and also any competitors. If you're a friend or competitor yourself, send us something. I know the show is today, but hey, once this video gets out, come on. I got some vote stuff I got to work on. I got some videos got to post, and I most definitely try to keep in contact with someone who's there. But anyway, folks, I appreciate y'all. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to competitors, and best of luck this weekend. And it's your man, always Joe Pitch, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Don't like, subscribe. I am out.